What's up traders, welcome to our channel. In this video, we are going to show you why EliteAlgo is the best indicator for trading Forex, crypto, stocks, gold, futures, pretty much anything available on TradingView. You guys can trade with EliteAlgo. So this is the course video. This is going to show you every single feature that it has and how to use every single feature and show you guys again why this is the best indicator that you could be using. All right, so let's first start off by showing you guys exactly how to add EliteAlgo on your charts so you guys can start getting these buy and sell signals and other features that it has. So the first thing you guys want to do is you're going to go up here to where it says indicators. We're going to go down to where it says invite only scripts, and then you want to select the latest version of EliteAlgo. If you do not have invite only scripts, that likely means either one of two things. So the first one is you haven't signed up for the indicator yet. It is not a free indicator, it is a premium indicator. So if you want to use it, all you got to do is go to our website, elitesignals.com, and simply sign up, and you guys can get access to EliteAlgo. Second, it is because your account has not been activated yet. So if you've purchased within 8 hours, it normally takes 8 to 12 hours to get access to the indicator, especially if you're buying it overnight. And one last thing to be aware of when adding EliteAlgo on your charts is that if you're trying to add it and you're getting a message over here that says that it's not able to add because you have 3 or more indicators on your chart already, if you're using the free version of TradingView, all you need to do, guys, is just right click anywhere on the chart, hit remove indicators, and then go back to indicators, invite only scripts, and add EliteAlgo again, and it will work this time. All right, let's get into the features of EliteAlgo, and then later on we can get into the features of the Elite Oscillator version 9. So the first thing we need to do is we need to go into the settings area for EliteAlgo. How do we do that? There's 2 different ways you can do it. The first one is simply just hover over the name EliteAlgo Premium and then hit the settings icon. It will bring you to a page that looks just like this. The second way to do it is just simply right click one of the smart buys or sell signals and then hit settings, and it's going to bring you to that same page again. Very easy to access the settings. Now let's show you guys exactly what every single feature in EliteAlgo does and how to use it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start from the top and then go away all the way to the bottom, explaining all the features inside the algo. So now the first one we're going to talk about is the signal modes. You have 3 different signal modes that you can choose from. You have all signals, which basically means it's going to give you signals for buy, sell, smart buy, and smart sell. You have smart signals only, so you're only going to get smart buy and smart sell. It will void out all the regular buys and regular sells. And you have the confirmed mode, which is smart signals only, but also added extra confirmation to make sure that you're getting the best trades possible. Next, what you can do here is you can actually disable the buy and sell signals if you don't want to use them and you want to use other features inside the algo. Very easy to do. Next over here is called MicroSignals. Now, what is a microsignal? It's these little red and green X's that you see on the chart here. And what these are telling you is that there is possible area that a reversal can happen. So you can use these as confirmations for your trades, or you can trade them if you are in a ranging market. They perform a lot better than versus you are in a trending market. So if you're in a ranging market, then you can use these little X's to give you entry signals, but you want to make sure that you have at least 1 or 2 confirmations for each signal, for the microsignals and for the buy and sell signals before you trade them to increase your win rate. Next over here, we have the signal tuner. Now what this does is it changes how many signals you will receive on your chart for the buy and sell signals. So the higher the number, the less signals you're going to get because the algo is going to look for more confirmation. The lower the number, the more signals you're going to get and faster signals you're going to get because the algo is going to look for less confirmation. It's very simple. There is no best signal tuner. This is very, very important. I keep getting this question asked a lot. What's the best setting that you can put in here? Unfortunately, there is no best setting. This is strictly preference on how you like to trade. So if you want faster signals and less confirmation, then you want to have a lower number. If you want more confirmation and less signals, then you want to have a higher number. It's very simple. Or if you don't want to deal with having your own sensitivity here and picking the right one for you, you can ask EliteAlgo to do it for you. So for example, if you simply check this on right here, the AutoTuner, what this is going to do, it's going to try to apply the best sensitivity that it thinks you will want based on 3 presets, short, mid, and long term. So right now we have it on the short-term preset, and these are the signals that it's giving me. If we change it to the midterm preset, it's going to change up the signals slightly. So if you don't want to deal with inputting your own sensitivity, you can have the AutoTuner placed into the trades, and that way it's just going to pick the most optimal sensitivity that it thinks will work for you. Now, one more thing you guys can do with the buy and sell signals on your charts, if you don't feel like waiting around all day waiting for a sell or buy signal to pop up on your chart, is you can actually set up alerts to be notified whenever a new signal has popped up on your chart. So what you want to do is simply you just want to go over any of the signals, you want to right click it, and you want to go add alerts. Now what's going to happen is that you're going to add an alert for the chart that you're on. So right now we're on Dogecoin, and on the time frame that you're on. So if you want to add an alert for the 4-hour time frame, just make sure you're on the 4-hour time frame and make sure you're on the symbol that you want to trade. And then over here you can select EliteAlgo version 26. You can go any alert here, and you can select the type of alert that you want to use. So if you want to be notified if there's a smart buy, simply just click smart buy over here. And then I would go once per bar close is what you need to be using. And then over here, you can kind of just make an alert name and a little message for yourself, and then hit create. Then what's going to happen is that it's going to notify you every single time an alert happens on your chart. Very, very simple to use. And you can do this in order to not miss any opportunities in the market. Now, one thing you have to note though, is that if you have the free version of TradingView, you can only create one alert at a time. So I would recommend upgrading to TradingView Pro if you want to set more alerts up on your chart. Alternatively, guys, what you can do is inside our Discord server that you see right here, if you scroll all the way down to where it says EliteAlgo Screener, this right here will show you whenever a signal has appeared on a chart. So it's going to look like this, guys. It's going to give you EliteAlgo Stock Spot, and that's going to tell you that there was a signal produced on Apple on the 60-minute time frame, so the 1-hour time frame. It's going to say there's a new alert, and go ahead and check the charts. So very, very simple to use. Then you guys can use the screener setup guide to understand exactly how that works with more detail. And next up, guys, is this function right here that says trending signals only. Now what this does is it will try to void out any signals, smart buy, smart sell, or buy signal. It will try to void it out if it is currently in a ranging market. So for example, if I turn this on right here, you can see that it removed the two signals that right here, because in this area, the price was ranging a little bit. So you guys can use this if you're trying to trade only during trending markets. It will try to void out all these signals in consolidating and ranging markets. All right, so now that we got the basic settings out of the way, let's talk about all the indicator overlays that we have that could be added onto your chart in order to give the buy and sell signals more confirmations, so you guys can be more confident in the trades that you take and have a higher win rate, because the more confirmations you have, the better your trade will turn out. Now, the first one I want to talk about is the candle colors. Once you check the candles colors on, your chart is going to look like this, and it's going to have changed colors and not just the red and green colors that you're typically used to having. But to make sure that this works optimally, what you need to do is you need to go right here, anywhere on a blank page of TradingView. You want to right click, and then you want to go settings, and you just want to make sure that candle borders are turned off right here. So once the settings turned off, you can just press OK, and then your candle colors will look something very similar to mine. Basically, now you have 3 colors instead of 2 colors, and this is what they mean right here. So if you have a bright green color, this means that there is a lot of buying volume in the market, so there's a lot of momentum in the market to the bullish side. If you have a gray candle like we see right here, this basically means that there is weak volume in the market for the bearish or bullish side, so it's going to give you a gray candle. Same thing over here, we have gray candle indicating that the market there wasn't very strong, wasn't very bearish. And then we have a red candle, which basically means that there is a lot of bearish volume to the downside, and that's how you guys can look at it. So what you can do here is you can kind of see how the market is behaving alongside the buy and sell signals to give you better confirmation again for your trades, or find out when you should back out. So for example, if you took the smart buy right here, and then we start getting some gray candles, then we could have exited around this area, including having the confirmation from the sell signal right here. Very, very simple to use. All right, so up next in the indicator overlay tab right here, we can see we have a setting called reversal bands. Now by clicking this on, it's gonna add these red and green bands that you see right here on the chart. Now what do these do? These give you areas where we could potentially see a pullback. So over here, for example, the price came up, it hit these red bands here, and we saw a pullback back down to the downside. It went back up again, into the red bands over here, and we saw another pullback down to the bottom bands, and then the price went up again from this area. So it's kind of giving you areas of overbought and oversold levels that can signify where a potential pullback might be. So you can use these areas as take profit levels or even stop loss levels if you choose. So you can use these levels right here for potential take profit levels or even stop loss levels if you want to within your strategy. All right, guys, next up is the trend cloud. By turning this on, it will start to tell you if you're in a bearish or bullish sentiment in the market. It's pretty straightforward and pretty easy, so there's not much to touch on it, but you can use this in order to understand if you should be looking for buy signals or sell signals if you're trying to trade with a trend. The next feature, guys, we want to talk about in the indicator overlay settings is the consolidation zones. So by clicking this on, what's going to happen is that it's going to draw these blue boxes on your chart, and it's going to show you areas that the price is consolidating. Now, typically, you do not want to take any signals in a consolidating state. So for example, if you were trading these buy and sell signals, you would not want to take this buy or this sell because we can see that the price is consolidating right now. So we should stay away from the market until the market is trending. So a lot of our members actually use these zones right here to understand when you should be sitting out of the market or buying into the market. Very simple, but very highly effective tool that you guys can use within your trades as confirmation for the buy and sell signals again. The next one I'm going to talk about, guys, is the elite order blocks. All right, so the next feature I want to talk about is one of my favorite features again inside EliteAlgo. It is the elite order blocks, and this has been recently updated for the new version of EliteAlgo. So by clicking this on, it's going to give us these boxes that we see that were added on our charts. Now, a couple of things to understand about these boxes is that they actually act as supply and demand levels. So for example, right now we have very strong demand around this area, and this area, and we have very strong supply around this area up here. One more thing to understand is that the larger the number inside the box will signify which demand area is stronger than the other. So for example, we have this box right here with a number of 74,500 versus this box here with a number of 20,100. So this basically means that this box here is a lot stronger in terms of a demand area than this one over here. And we can see that by also looking inside the box and understanding that we have more bullish volume indicated by the green bar than bearish volume indicated by the red bar in this area. So if we're looking to place a buy order around this area, this could be an area that price can start to skyrocket upwards until we hit a supply level up here. So for example, we can see that the price back then came up over here into the supply level. It touched this box, then produced a sell signal. And this could have been a sell signal that we could have taken because we could have rode this one down all the way down to the next demand level, which is over here. So very simple to use, supply and demand. If you guys don't understand supply and demand, we have our full Forex course and our stock course coming up very soon that you can watch that will teach you everything you need to know about supply and demand, different indicators, how to use them, support, resistance, trend lines, price action, all that stuff, all included in the course. So go ahead and watch that as well. All right, so next up, we're going to talk about the elite volume profile. Now, what does this do is it basically adds this graph that you see right here on the right side of your chart. Now, the way you want to use this is you want to use it again as a support and resistance area or supply and demand levels. Now, basically, the longer these lines are to the left, the stronger they act as a supply level or a demand level. And if you can see the price break past these levels, then we can know that we don't have much of a resistance up here. So we can see the price really skyrocket all the way up because there's nothing holding that price down. So that's pretty much how you use this. If you want to learn how to use the volume profile better, then again, I'd recommend watching our courses because we go through it in more detail so you guys understand exactly what you need to be doing when you're trying to use this into your strategy. Next up, guys, what we're going to talk about is the advanced support and resistance level. So this is just classic support and resistance levels added to your chart. As you can see, boom, very simple, very easy to understand, and it doesn't clutter up your chart too much versus the order blocks and the volume profiles. So if you prefer using support or resistance lines versus supply and demand levels, then this is a setting that you guys can apply on your chart. And again, the way you'd want to use this is you want to see the price react off a support before taking a buy signal, or see the price react off a resistance before taking a sell signal. Very easy. Next up, guys, kind of same concept, auto trend lines. What this will do is we'll add trend lines to your chart. So we can see right now we are in a bullish sentiment because the trend line is going upwards. So it kind of just gives you a channel that you can see where the price could be. Next up, guys, we're going to talk about these swing highs and swing lows right here. This will tell you what's happening on the chart. So it'll give you all the information you need. So for example, we had a lower low right here, then a lower high, higher low. So we can see that the price is trending upwards. We see a higher high. We know that the price is bearish. And then we got a lower low over here. So again, if you guys want to use these swing highs and swing lows into your strategy to kind of understand exactly what's happening in your chart and be able to read the price action a little better, this is a setting that you guys can use as well. Next up, guys, we have the trend scalper mode turned on. It's going to give us these ribbons that we see on our chart. Now, what these do is they help you trade with a trend in the short term a lot better. So for example, we can see that we should not have taken the sell signal because we were in a green cloud. So constantly just take a look at, we can use this as confirmation for our trades. So we know that we have our smart buy here. We had a green cloud established, so we could have taken this trade and rolled it all the way down over here. So this is exactly how you guys can use the trend scalper. One last thing I want to add for the indicator overlays, because we haven't added it into EliteAlgo yet, but it will be there by the time this video releases. So is this indicator right here. This is called the trend helper, and very similar to the trend scalper. It will kind of just help you understand if you should be taking the signals or not. So for example, right here, we see that at the time of this sell signal, the price was still green over here on this line. So this means that we should ignore this sell signal. Versus over here, we had a sell signal. The line was red, which basically means that it could be a signal that we should be taking, and the signal ended up doing pretty good itself. So this is going to be added over here right underneath trend scalper as indicator number 11 on our chart. All right, guys, next up, let's talk about the risk management tab. Now, this tab is very important and you should be used at all times because it is extremely important to have a stop loss and take profits for every single trade that you guys enter. So EliteAlgo will actually recommend stop loss and take profit levels for you as long as you have this box here enabled. So we can see that we have our stop loss set up, our entry where we should enter the price, take profit 1, take profit 2, and take profit 3. Now we can choose how many take profit levels we want over here on this tab. So if we only want one take profit level, we can set that up and it's going to look exactly like this. So all the R2 will disappear. You can have 3 different types of stop losses. So if you want a tight stop loss, you can have it tight. If you want the stop loss slightly bigger, you can click this under normal and it's going to increase the stop loss, making it a little bit bigger. So it's up to you and how you like to trade in order to set the settings up right here. I like having a tight stop loss, but if you want to have a slightly bigger stop loss, you can use any of these 2 features over here. Then you have your trailing stop loss. So a trailing stop loss will kind of just move with the chart for you. So by clicking this on, it's going to look like this. Give it a second. And it's going to add a trailing stop loss, and you can customize that trailing stop loss by clicking this on and playing around with the setting over here. Very simple to use, guys. Next up, the last feature I want to talk about for EliteAlgo is the market panel. Now this is this thing that you see over here. You can move it to any location you want on a chart by clicking this drop down menu. So if you want it on the bottom right, simply just click bottom right and it's going to move to the bottom right over here in just a couple of seconds. If you want it smaller, bigger, it's up to you. If you want it really, really small, if you're using a mobile device, it helps to have it under the tiny setting. So it's going to look like this. But if you're on computer, I like having under normal settings. Now, what does this do? This is very simple. It tells you all the information that you need to know. So first, we have our time frames right here. So we see that the 5-minute and the 15-minute time frame for NZD USD is bullish. And we see that the 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4-hour time frame are all bearish. Now, typically, I like to only trade signals if they are all matching. So for example, if I'm looking to enter a buy position, I want to see all of these time frames green. This will give me extra confirmation for the signal and give me more confidence in the trade that I'm taking. Next up, guys, we have the market state. So we can see that the market is currently trending over here on this chart. The volatility, so the volatility right now, it's low. That is expected because it is 6 o'clock Eastern on a Thursday, so there's not a lot of volume in the market. You have your smart money activity, so this means how many banks right now are currently investing inside this chart. So NZD/USD, how many big banks and hedge funds are currently investing on the chart. You have your current session. So right now we are looking at the Sydney session, and we have the AutoTuner at the bottom telling you what the optimal sensitivity is for the chart over here. Again, very simple to use, but it gives you so much information that can be very useful in the market to give you extra confirmations for these signals or whatever strategy you're looking to use yourself. And that's pretty much it for EliteAlgo. Now let's talk about the Elite Oscillator.
Okay, so now we have covered EliteAlgo completely. Now it's time to talk about the other indicator that we have that you also get access to with the EliteAlgo membership, which is the Elite Oscillator. Any version right now, currently we're at version 8, but you're gonna have access to the latest version when you sign up. So what we're gonna do here is simply just go to the settings so I can explain the settings real quick to you. So over here, what we have is different types of strategy modes that we're gonna have for the Elite Oscillator. So the first strategy mode is the regular trend mode. Let me explain it to you real quick. So this is how it looks like, and this is what it gives you. It gives you these bearish and bullish divergence signals. If you guys do not know what divergence signal is, I highly recommend that you guys go on YouTube and just type in what is divergence forex, and then it'll show you exactly what it is. But basically, in a nutshell, it's projecting that the price may rise around this level when it gives you this bullish signal. So a way that we can use this is to actually combine the sell and buy signals that we get from EliteAlgo with the bear and bull signals that we get from Elite Oscillator. So for example, if we get a bear signal right here, then we get a smart sell, we know that this signal is going to be pretty good. And it ended up being pretty good because it fell very low. Then if we get a bullish divergence signal down here, and we get a smart buy up here, then we know that this is also going to be a very good signal. As you can see, the price went up tremendously. That's one way that you guys can use the oscillator down here. There is other features involved. Let's talk about it now. Now, as we can see here, we have these green and red bars. Some are darker or lighter than the others. The bright green bars represent very high momentum in the market to the bullish upside, okay? When these green bars turn into a dark green color, what that means is that there is a loss of momentum and that there's potentially a reversal coming soon. That's exactly what it means. Then the vice versa for the red candles. So the bright red candles signify that the market is currently trending downwards and it has very high momentum. And then when it turns into a dark red color, that basically means that there is potential for a reversal and that the trend is weakening. And finally, in the trend mode, we have these red and blue dots that we see right here. They're very small, but you can zoom in to kind of take a look. Basically, what this means is that whenever the red dots turn blue, there is increased volume in the market. So just something to be aware of. Okay, so now going back into the settings for the Elite Oscillator, over here, what we're going to do is we're simply going to change the strategy, this time to confirmation mode. And what this is going to do is that it's going to give us confirmations for when the market is in a bearish or bullish state. Just similar to the trend cloud, except just a little bit different based off a little bit different calculation. So you guys can use the trend cloud as a confirmation, then this as an extra confirmation. So you guys can have 2 or 3 confirmations on your chart to determine if the signal is going to be good or if the signal is going to be bad. The way you want to trade is very simple. You only want to take a smart buy once it turns green. That represents very strong momentum. And then that's it. Very easy. So for example, right here, we got a really good buy and it was green at the time, which means that we have a confirmation that the price is in a very bullish market. This sell here, we got a sell right there. And then at the time of the sell, we had a red bar right here on the confirmation mode, which indicates that the price is in a bearish market, and the price did end up falling pretty heavily all the way down here, guys. That's how you use confirmation mode. It's very simple. And when you're using it this way, you don't need it very big. You can simply just make it very small on screen and it can look like that and not really take up too much space. Next, guys, we're going to talk about is go back into settings, strategies again, talk about the Elite TVR. Now, what this does is it tells you when the market is trending or ranging. It does not tell you if it's bearish or bullish. It just tells you if it's trending or ranging. Whenever the line is green, this means that the market is currently trending, right? So there's a lot of volume in the market. It's trending. It's going upwards or downwards. It's not staying in a sideways position, okay? Versus when the price is yellow, that means you have a very weak trend And if the price is red in some spots, like over here, for example, that means that you guys do not have any trend whatsoever and you guys are in a consolidating / ranging market. So one tip that we can give you guys is that if you ever see a signal that pops up when the Elite TVR is red, that means you guys do not want to trade whatsoever, and completely avoid it until you have a strong trending market again. So the last feature I want to talk about for the Elite Oscillator is over here. So again, go back to strategies. You want to go back down to where it says Elite Breakout Filter, then turn this on, press OK. Now what this does is it simply just tells you when there is a breakout in the market, and it is one of my favorite strategies to follow. So whenever it turns green, these bars down here, that means that there is very strong bullish breakout. And if it turns red, that means there is a very strong bearish breakout. And you guys can use this for your breakout strategy if you guys like trading breakouts like I do, and you can use it for multi-time frame analysis. So for example, if you're on the 4-hour time frame and you have a green bar, that basically means that if you go down to the 5-minute, you'll have a lot of opportunities to enter trades down there in a very trending market. So that's pretty much how I use that. And again, I have strategy videos, about 6 or so that I've made, that go over different strategies that you guys can use with EliteAlgo, all its settings, and get very high win rates. So watch all those videos. I'm linking down in the description down below, and pick the one you like the most and follow that. Now, one thing I always say is do not mix and match strategies yourselves unless you're an experienced trader and know exactly what you're doing. If you're a beginner trader, watch all my strategy videos, then pick one video and follow it perfectly. Do not mix and match if you're a beginner trader. You want to make sure that when you click settings, you want to make sure on the strategy you have Elite Stochastic as the setting that's selected, and then you just want to make sure that your Elite Stochastic here right now is default to 17. You can change that to whatever you like. So if you guys want faster overbought oversold levels, you can reduce this number, or if you want to take longer to give you those overbought oversold levels, then you can just increase the number. I personally like having it at 14 or 17 for this video, guys. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna press OK, and I'm gonna talk about this indicator and show you guys exactly how you guys can use it, and then give you guys some live examples. So, now we can see that we have these green and red lines in the oscillator. Now, what does this mean? If this price right here goes down underneath the red line, that means that the price right now is oversold. So there's a very good chance the price starts going back up again. Now, vice versa, if the price goes up and goes above the green line, this means that there's a good chance that the price is overbought. So the price is going to start dropping very soon, right? And now you get these little circles. This is telling you when it's changing momentum. So from changing from bearish to bullish momentum. So as we can see here, the price was coming down. It gave us a signal right here that it was oversold, and plus that it's changing momentum. And as we can see, guys, the price started going up right around this area. So over here is where it gave you the signal. And as you can see, the price started going up right away, guys. That's one way you guys can use it. Another way you guys can use it as well is using the divergence signals that it gives you. So for example, right here, it gave you a overbought position, right? It gave you the signal telling you that's overbought. And it even gave you a bearish divergence signal right here where it says bear. So that's two confirmations that the price is likely to fall down. And that's exactly what happened around this area. The price started to fall. Very, very simple to use, guys. So if you guys like this video, thanks a lot for watching. That's pretty much it for EliteAlgo. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below, and I'll answer every single comment that is posted on this video. And again, if you guys want access to EliteAlgo, all you gotta do is simply just go up to our website, EliteSignals.com, and simply sign up for the membership. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day.